Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. This is episode 292, day 292 as well, of challenging myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame in two major races within this time frame. One of those races being a 50K ultra trail race, an ultra marathon trail race. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race, a 31-mile race. That was on June 5th, day 156 of my journey. Was able to finish it 7 hours, 15 minutes, 22 seconds, and still keep the streak alive up to this day. Also within this time frame, I challenged myself to run the Detroit Free Press Marathon and do the Motor City Challenge within that race, which is doing the competitive 1 mile and the 5K the day before the actual marathon, which I didn't think was too big of a deal since I've been running every single day in general. So actually finished all three of those races this past weekend. So now we're 2 days out since that race. Finished that marathon within 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds. Was shooting for sub 4 and made it. So really stoked about that as well. And did pretty good on the 5K and the competitive 1 mile the day before the actual marathon. So happy about the overall race weekend. It was a great weekend. Now we are 2 days out from the marathon and have kept the streak alive. So far, yes, because it has been a struggle, been very tight, been very sore. So let's talk about mileage for the day today, day 292. Last night for 291, I did 1.5 miles after work. This morning, I got up before work to do another 1.5 miles. Wanted to get it done earlier today. Don't know if it's because I just did the 1.5 miles a couple, 8 hours or 12 hours before I did this 1.5 miles or whatnot, but I was a little bit more tight and sore the second day out from the marathon than I was yesterday. So started off a little bit slower today, but still was able to pump out 1.5 miles and actually finished faster than I did yesterday. So that is an improvement, but my body afterwards still, again, didn't feel as good as it did yesterday. It's feeling a little bit sore, a little bit more tight than normal. So me putting 1.5 in yesterday and putting 1.5 in for the day today put me at an even 3 miles for the week. That put me at 85.9 miles for the month, which put me at 1,329.8 miles for the year. So we're only 170.1 miles away, 0.2 miles, 170.2 miles away from completing that yearly goal of 1,500 miles. But let's focus in on the 85.9 miles for the month. Every single month, I challenge myself to a 100-mile challenge. I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to and try to raise money and awareness for during that month. So for the first 9 months, I was able to raise money for 9 great charities. Now we're here in the month of October, the 10th month, and the 100-mile challenge is in honor of Michigan Humane, because October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, and wanted to raise money for that because I am a huge dog person. As well as Michigan Humane is a local statewide shelter. So if you guys would like to help out by donating or by raising awareness for this cause this month, you can do so by clicking on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story. Within that link, it'll open up the page where you're able to make your donations, as well as my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. Like I said, when you click on that link, it opens up the page where you're able to make your donations. All donations that get made go directly to this cause or fundraiser. Facebook is not taking any portion or cuts of your donations, so keep that in mind. I do know times are tough. Not everyone can afford to donate, but if you'd still like to help out, the next best thing you could do is click that share button. You can also find that in the same location on the stories. Click it, it'll open up the page like you're going to donate, and within that page, you can click share. So raising awareness for this cause goes a long, long way. You putting it on your page or even on your story, it doesn't cost anything, and it helps out a lot by getting other people's eyes on it. So other than that, guys, let's kind of get ready to get into the actual nitty gritty of today's episode. But as always, right before we do that, we're going to quickly go over the word of the day for today, October 19th. Nomenclature is the word of the day today, and I probably not sure if I pronounced it right, but I believe I did. Nomenclature is most often used for a system of names for things, especially in science. Nomenclature. So we're going to screenshot that. We're going to get a
Nomenclature.
Nomenclature. So I knew I said it wrong. So nomenclature is today's word of the day, by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary for Merriam-Webster Dictionary for October 19th, 2021. Now that we got all that out of the way, guys, let's get into today's actual episode 292. It is going to be fleeting. And the reason for that is because that is the feeling. When you work for something and you put in a lot of time and a lot of effort for something, no matter how big the thing may be and how happy you may feel, you may think you are going to feel after obtaining, and how you think after obtaining it everything is going to be all right and that's all you need. The truth is you will never be satisfied, and the feeling of success and the feeling of working hard for something to obtain it, and once it's obtained, it is a truly, truly fleeting feeling. And this race is a perfect example. I kind of talked about it yesterday, and I think maybe even the day before. You start to think, what could I have done to do better? And then there's just all these questions you start asking yourself, and you start the highs from the actual race, the successes that you had of hitting your goal that you wanted, and just having an overall great race. But it's just a very, very fleeting feeling, and it fades really fast. And now it's kind of on to the next thing, and I'm already kind of a little lost trying to figure out what the next thing is going to be. And I have some ideas of what I want to sign up for. And like I said, I've already got back straight into training, where the whole goal for this year too was to run every single day. But putting in work right after the marathon, and already thinking about shaving off time of that marathon and what I can do better. And again, it's already on to the next task at hand. And the feeling of success is such a fleeting feeling, but even sometimes even the feeling of failure can be a fleeting feeling, especially when you continuously just move on and move on and move on and get ready for the next thing, and to continuously try to improve. That feeling, no matter what it may be, is going to be a fleeting feeling. And you'll notice, again, within these big moments, these big races, and these big things, these big successes, these feelings are fleeting, but you'll realize that the most important moments isn't necessarily the moments of success, or the moments of hitting your goals, or the moments of the big race or the big day. When you look back on it, a lot of the lessons that were learned, a lot of the good and the most beautiful part about it was all within the days building up to it, all within the training. Looking back on it, yes, I ran such a not a great race. I'm not gonna go overcompensate there. I did, but for myself, yes, I ran a great race. Started out way too hot, burned myself out a little bit, but was still able to finish where I wanted to. So in my eyes, yeah, I ran a great race. But looking back on it, there were so many great memories throughout this year, and it was all within me putting in the work every single day to build up for this race, to build up for that last race, to build up for now the next race. There's so many days of sometimes suffering, sometimes happiness, but looking back on it, it feels so much more valuable than even the day of hitting that goal. Yes, it's such a great, amazing feeling. I'm so happy, but it's such a fleeting feeling. It really, truly is. And I'm kind of going through the post-marathon blues, where again I feel lost, and I'm just trying to really figure out what's next. And I have races in mind. There's one big race I really want to do. It's a 50 miler. I have it eyed out. I'm just waiting for the registration to pop up so I can register and see if I get accepted. That is my one goal, is to try to get in that race. I do want to try to get a few marathons in again too, as soon as possible. Obviously I'm not going to go too crazy with it because I want the next marathon to try to improve. I don't want to overdo it too quickly, too fast, but I would like to get another marathon in within a couple, 3 or 4 months, and really try to shave some time off. So I don't know which marathon that would be. Another cool goal to maybe have is try to run maybe a marathon within each state, within a major city of each state, or something cool like that. So that could be something that's possible. But just to realize that every day, not even just let's rephrase it, not even every day, but yes, every day too. But happiness is fleeting. Everything is fleeting. Life is fleeting. And the more we try to hold on to something, the faster it disappears. So the main thing is to focus in on the day, try to grind it out for a better tomorrow. And yes, to not forget the past, but don't hold on to it as if it is going to be the savior for your future. And that is actually going to be your daily discipline for the day today. It is to realize that life is fleeting, and happiness is fleeting, and emotions are fleeting. So anytime things are great, know that sometimes it's not going to always last, and sometimes it doesn't last long at all. So to truly try to focus in on doing meaningful things, so you can continuously work to improve and move forward, and again, not to hold on to a fleeting feeling that will not guide you through your future properly. So that is your daily discipline for the day today. Thank you guys so much for listening. 292 episodes officially now in the books. 292 days officially now in the books. A whole bunch of miles. We've talked about it. If you guys can, please get your donations in for this month's fundraiser for Michigan Humane. Click that share button as well. Other than that, guys, make sure you get your daily discipline done. Stay disciplined. Give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, and a share on all of our social media accounts, our Facebook, our TikTok, our Instagram, YouTube account, as well as any podcast streaming platform you've been found along and listening on. If you guys have any questions or inquiries, please send a message. Would like to eventually, again, try to get back into maybe getting some guests on here and trying to really transition this into the following year, because now we're coming on the cusp of the end of the year. We're about to close the year out and hopefully get the challenge finished, but I also want to transition this into the next year. It's going to have a different format and all that, so we're going to hopefully have that ready here within the next few months, because it's here. So I got to really start working on that and make sure that is a necessity. So thank you guys so much for following along. Day 292, episode 292. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 293. And until then, like I said, stay disciplined. Peace out.